Giving away money, volunteering, giving your time and energy up and getting nothing tangible in return. These are some of our culture's least favorite things. Yet we're going to explore them over this month. And if you stick with me and haven't already turned off this video, I believe the practice of generosity or joyful generosity can be life transforming for you. In the book of Mark, which is, if you don't know, what we call one of the four Gospels, Mark tells these stories of Jesus. And in one of these stories, we see Jesus sit with his disciples, which is another word for students or apprentices. And they sit and he makes them watch people give. Breaks a heap of rules there. I don't know how, as a pastor at my church, if I asked people to come with me and watch people give, how that would go down. But there's a reason for it. And I'd love you to ask, if you're watching this with others, ask them after this video why they think Jesus got his disciples to watch people give. But he gets his disciples to observe how much they gave, and definitely why they gave. And Jesus finishes this lesson with a statement that where your heart is, so there will be your treasure. Or where your treasure is, you can almost guarantee there's your heart. And what does he mean by that? Well, let me give you a quick story. I can be a bit of a stinge. I can be a bit tight. I can be very practical with my money. And I need to work on that. I need to be transformed to become more generous. I need to practice this practice. But something happens to Steve Gray, that's me, referring to myself in the third person, when I go on holidays. Something happens when I'm holidaying with my family. I notice that I am more free with my money. Where I wouldn't maybe buy an ice cream on the way home on a weekday, on a regular weekday for 50 cents. All of a sudden I'm buying $3.50 cones by the beach and giving them for my kids and my wife, and we're sharing double scooped ice creams. I find that I'm more generous, and I believe the reason why is I actually, underneath my stinginess, I love my family. I love time with them and I love holidays. And so something happens because that's where my heart is. I am naturally drawn to generosity. Generosity flows more easy. Not just flows unaccounted for or uncontrollably, but more generously. And so that's what I believe Jesus is trying to show us here, that where our heart is, we naturally flow generosity. And so that's what I would love us to explore in this part. What do you think Jesus was talking about when he talks about the connection with your treasure and your heart? Why did Jesus grab his disciples and watch people give? Explore the other verses found in your practice guide. Kick that around and let's start to talk about what you're easily generous towards. Where do you think your heart is? Or a better way to frame it, where do you place your treasure? Because chances are that's where your heart will follow. Look forward to exploring this transformation around joyful generosity in the following few videos.